gentlemen, welcome back to another special edition episode of the Crisp Logic Podcast. It is your boys, starting off with your boy Jordan Frost Mitchell, and I got my co-host with me here as usual.
Yes, sir. Xavier Green. We back at it. We back at it with part 3. We are back at it.
Yes, we are, man. Part 3, Champagne versus Avalanche, man. And this is the finale that everybody has been waiting for. So obviously we've been talking about the track battles, but we left out the key part, which is basically the finale of the track battle. So we are going to get into that and a few takeaways and our final opinions on where this feud currently stands. But before we do get into the final pieces of this, man, I just want to, again, thank everybody for continuing to tune into the podcast, man, and showing your love and support. This has definitely been a great ride so far. I feel like we're finally starting to, catch our stride, and we just keep getting better with each and every episode. So I just want to thank everybody before we delve into this last piece of the series, and I hope y'all have enjoyed things so far.
Yeah, for sure. Glad that you guys are back. Continue to rock with us and continue to pour into us and, continue to help us make this a movement. And, hopefully we can make this thing blow up, all thanks to you guys. So thanks for coming back again and continue to come back.
Well, Craig told Smokey on Friday, hey, come back.
Come back. Come back.
No doubt about it. But speaking of comebacks, man, we're going to get into these last 2 tracks because we are here where this thing, this went from like spicy to, yeah. But we're going to get right into it, man. Obviously, we are at the finale of the battle, man, talking about the tracks here, but we're here, man, with the song that kind of really shifted some perspectives about this battle, man. But I'm gonna open up the floor and I'm gonna let you tee off first on Not Like Us, man. What were your thoughts about Not Like Us in this battle between Drake and Kendrick?
So you really gonna try to tee me up like that? That's crazy.
I mean, I know you got your take and I got mine, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna, I'm gonna let you cook real quick, man.
It ain't about letting me cook. Like this is certified bullish-ish. Like I don't like anything about this track. Like anything. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. Like bottom of my soul. Like the quote alfalfa from the Little Rascals, he don't like you from all the way down to the scum between his toes. Like yeah, like my hate for this song is like his hate for Darla. You feel me? Like
wow.
Like this song is terrible. Like, and I like West Coast music, but I didn't like the beat selection. I hate the message in it.
Yeah.
It's filled with lies. No proof. 100% allegations. Living in a world where there's so many allegations going on, I can't get behind the messaging of this song, like one bit. The way that the media has taken this song and ran with it, I'm just tired. Like it just tires me. And it also comes from a point that, for this to be the climax of the rap beef, he didn't even do it with bars. He did it with like BS poppy
antics.
Yeah. I'll go with antics for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't respect the move. Like, people was like, oh, Drake need to just rap and not do a bop. But then you say that the rapper, air quotes I'm doing so you guys can visualize that at home, the rapper of the two wins with a bop.
Yeah.
And I just can't get with bopping to pedophilia. Like it's fucking insane. Part of my language, but yeah, it's insane.
There,
and I can't get with it. and you know the the hypocrisy and all of it. You know, Baca, why is he around? Why is Dr. Dre around? Like, why is a lot of people around? Why a lot of people on that stage? Why are they around? Like, why are you around? Like, you never refuted that you beat your wife. You're a woman beater. You never refuted that. So if Drake has to respond to everything, and clearly now we live in a world where, silence is the mission of guilt. You never rebuttal. You never really said no. Your fiance never came out and said no. It didn't happen. She never even came out and said, no, Dave Free is not the father of one of my kids. He didn't rebut to anything at all. He just kept dropping pre-recorded diss tracks. That's why nothing was ever addressed. But I can't get with this track, like with the annoying like it's like I genuinely don't like anything about it. Like, and the thing is, like, I gave him his props on what can't even think of the track now. Like, all of his songs weren't bad, but I couldn't get with it. I couldn't get with
I know
this.
you gave him his flowers on Euphoria. I do recall like you saying that on the last episode.
Yeah, Euphoria was cool, but like I just couldn't get with this song. Like, nothing about it. I didn't feel it was like witty wordplay. I didn't feel any of that. So that's just where I'm at with it. I'm gonna get your feedback, and then we can go back and forth on it. But yeah, like I didn't feel anything with this track.
I think we share a lot of common viewpoints on this. Just like you, I am past tired and exhausted of it. You kind of hit a lot of the key points that I was going to say about it. This definitely left a lot to be desired. For me, I hold Kendrick to a very high standard when it comes to bars and artistry. And like you said, this just sounded too popish. And then the fact of how it took off commercially speaking validates that even further. I'm not gonna knock him. I mean, I know it won Grammys and all that, but again, that just doesn't sit well with me either. Like the fact that this joint went on to have that kind of success, and you're preaching about somebody being a pedophile. Like, real talk, it's low-key giving Eminem vibes. Like, if we really want to keep it a bean, you know what I mean? Where it's like a pop track kind of masqueraded as a rap masterpiece. And that's what's really kind of irking me with it all together. I'm definitely not standing behind the message, because I'm like, okay, if we got these kind of heinous like allegations about pedophilia, this and all that, where's the proof? And it's all like just hearsay, you know what I mean? Or like he said, she said, with like no true facts coming out about it. So for me, I wasn't really digging it out the gate, because it felt a little too popish for me, especially for an artist as conscious as him. But then you just add on the oversaturation of it. Like, bro, it's like you couldn't escape it. You could be just casually scrolling on TikTok, and next thing you know, with somebody walking their dog, or I'm just like, bruh, like, what are we doing here, man? like, and I know we're going to talk about the halftime performance here and a little bit in the nonsense surrounding that, but it just it makes me sick with how that joint took off from the commercial standpoint, man. And people really try to glorify it like it was like a true like kill shot. I'm like, yeah, it might have been a kill shot, but with what validation? So that's my thing. If I had to give it a letter grade, I'm definitely giving it like a D at best, maybe a D plus, but just with the commercial, the bopping and all that, I can't rock with it. I just can't. I thought very highly of the previous three tracks prior to this one, even though Meet the Grams had its flaws from the fact standpoint. I enjoyed listening to that one a hell of a lot better. This one just, I don't know, bro. I just can't get with it. Too poppy, too boppy. Just I expect better, and for it to, and it just shows to where like casual people can like jump in on this and like give an opinion, and that sways like the influence of what this kind of track can do. I mean, I'm just not a fan of it. Period. not at all.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, and if I was to give it a letter grade, it'd be F. To me, it was a fail. But
Yeah.
my opinion on it doesn't fully matter
Mm-hmm.
because the masses, for some reason, are saying this is like the best diss track ever. And
Yeah, which is
and at
crazy.
the end of the day, like even if you want to be like, oh, this cemented it, and Kendrick won off this, like really ask yourself, is this song, put it this way, not even if this song net was never created, if it wasn't about Drake, does he win 5 Grammys? Like, ask yourself that. Like, it's not that good of a song. Like, the reason that this got 5 Grammys and that it has the success is simply because it's about Drake. This beef
Yeah.
is more or less in general about the hate of Drake, not necessarily the fandom of Kendrick. This is what it's really showed me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the success of this song has solidified, in my opinion. Like, it's little kids walking around, like, talking about A minor and certified lover boy or certified pedophile. Like, they don't even know what the hell they saying. And you
Yeah.
decided to make this a commercial bop. Like, and then the way that they pushing it is like crazy because I'm scrolling through social media and I see like one of them BS AI voice cover little
Uh-huh.
generators, and they got this mid-aged white woman. What a voiceover to not like us. And that's their promotion and commercial.
Uh-huh.
Ma'am, who the hell are they not like? Why are you listening to this song? Like, this song is not for you. Even though I still don't know who they not like because I'm not like Kendrick.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm not
yeah.
like
That's
Kendrick.
another question.
So I don't even know who the hell he truly is speaking about, but I know it's
Mm-hmm.
not the white woman in that ad. I don't know what culture he speaks on or speaks on the behalf of, but I'm not with that culture. I'm far from it. It's a crab in the barrel mentality culture, and I'm
Very
not
much
with
so.
that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the soul, like the root of all of this. It's a crab in the barrel mentality, and I'm not with it. I'm not a part of that culture. I don't subscribe to it. I am a very, if I eat, everybody eat with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to step on another black man to get to elevate myself. And that's in essence what he attempted to do. And this is really, to me, this solidified all that. Like, we're going to get more into it down the
Mm-hmm.
line, but it solidified all this. This track is not as good as people are actually making it out to be. Like, just the quality of the track is not like a great song. It's not a great Mustard beat. I think Mustard has done plenty of better beats. He's produced way better beats.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I give it an F. I'm not a fan of it. If 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 I hear it come on, I turn it off. Like it's like an annoying. It's annoying. Like it's not
Yeah.
even enjoyable to listen to. I don't get why people like it. I just don't. It ain't for me. It ain't
Shoot.
my cup of tea.
No doubt. No doubt. I think we're in agreement, man. We expect better from one of the best to ever do it, man. With that, all in all, I think we're in unison on it. This being like a disappointment, just from the how can I put this? I think it's a disappointment from like what we expect from him, and especially seeing that, at least in my personal opinion, the artistry of the previous three were a lot more like pure and well thought out versus this one. This just seemed like a commercial, like cash grab, like flat out. But nonetheless, I
Oh,
digress.
for sure. For
I
sure, is a cash
digress.
grab.
Yep. And then we get to the true finale of it, with Drake releasing the Hard Part 6. And I gotta tell you, man, this is probably my favorite overall track in the battle altogether.
Why? Because he was actually rapping in a rap battle.
Well, that's mainly it. I mean, it was a legit like diss track. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't none of the poppy stuff, and even to Drake's fault, where I kind of got just a little bit irritated with him, like with all the beat switching and all that stuff. And to some cases, this was straight to the point. This came off like, but this took me back to back and charged up. Like this was like Drake at his best, if you ask me, as far as like the actual rapping piece of it. No singing, just being straight locked in and talking about pure facts in this joint. Like, as far as like one, I love the fact that he highlighted, like, can you prove any of the stuff that you're talking about? You know what I mean? So,
Right. The Aretha Franklin sample was
that was
fire for
nice.
that.
Yeah, and I didn't know that for the longest. I was like, interesting choice there. As far as blending that together. But for me, I was a major fan of the Hard Part 6, even though you had the people basically kind of like, closing the casket and throwing it 6 feet in the ground ahead of time, saying that he lost before this. But for those of us that actually can have an honest conversation about it, I mean, this arguably was the one of the better tracks in the battle. And for me personally, it was my personal favorite. I give it a A if I had to put a letter grade on it, just from straight to the point. No shenanigans, no antics, and then in his case, no singing or beat switching. This was a straight like bars, flow, theme. And also and like we've said before. Earlier, even in this episode, this was a response to the subject matter, not somebody just kind of tap dancing, trying to dictate how everything is supposed to go. So yeah, but your thoughts on the Hard Part 6, man?
I like the Heart Part 6. Not to your degree of like.
Uh-huh.
I liked it. He rapped. Um, this he was in his bag and he addressed everything.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also what I mean when people are like, oh, he needs to address certain things. He had to address allegations, but Kendrick never needed to by matter of public opinion. And he addressed everything. But the best part about this track is he actually made Kendrick fans look like idiots in a way. And what I mean by
Mm-hmm.
that is, Kendrick fans are constantly like, if you don't agree with anything Kendrick does, you're too deep and you just didn't get it, or you're not smart enough to get it. That's the narrative that they try to push.
Right.
But if Drake isn't even a rapper, you know what I mean? Like some people will say he's not a rapper. He's a
I'm not
pop
a
artist.
rapper.
Um,
Right.
but so why are Drake's bars flying over your guys' head? Like I don't get that. Like, are y'all not smart enough to pick up on what he's putting on pad? Like, I don't get y'all's angle. Like, the main thing is when he goes into the mother eye,
Huh?
that whole verse, like before he literally says, you like to pick up the pen and misdirect shit. So he then took mother eye and then misdirect shit. And then people were like, Kendrick never said that he was molested. He just made that up. That's what y'all want to. That's what y'all want to end yet. He literally told you what he's about to do, and y'all still like, he never said that. Like, come on, guys. Like, he literally told you what he's about to do,
Uh-huh.
and are y'all not smart enough to pick that up? Is that what it is? Like, I don't even want to insult your intelligence to that magnitude, but it's simply there, laid out for you. And then the end of the track, people was like, "Oh, he was conceding. He waved the white flag." No, he just said that I want to deal with facts, bro. Like, if you want to just push lies, you can have that. But when you want to get to the facts, we can talk, we can rap. But until then, miss me with all this bullshit. And you realize Kendrick never responded to that.
Yep, you're
So why is
right.
he never not responding to facts? If you want to get to the facts, then respond. And he never responded. But that's because he won. There wasn't no need to. Right. Now you want to say that. Cool. And then in this whole thing, if Kendrick is really the superior rapper, why is he in a rap battle with a pop artist?
That is a
No one
great
can answer
question.
that.
Yeah.
No one can answer that. You know, because he's a pop artist when you wanna use him, and then women, they kill me the most with that, because you know they out here, oh, team Kendrick, team Kendrick, team Kendrick. But ladies and gentlemen, Drake has released an album recently, and the women are definitely on the tick of talk, popping and shaking ass to them sexy songs for you. So now it's cool to listen to Drake again. Just hypocrites, like it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. I give it a B. B
Okay.
plus. I like the track. It wasn't my favorite track, but he addressed a lot of things and he actually rapped. And I feel, I'm not gonna say Kendrick didn't rap, but I feel bar for bar type thing, he out rapped Kendrick in this battle, even though people will say that Kendrick won. Like, I feel like Drake out rapped him in this rap battle. And and I'll say that, but I still think Kendrick is overall the better rapper
Oh
between the
yeah.
two.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Drake out rapped him in this rap battle. So that's where I stand on it.
No doubt. I mean, I think you're definitely right in that regard. I would never like go out and be like, oh nah, man, you know, Drake's like way better if we're talking about actually rapping. No, I would definitely still give the nod to Kendrick, but and I think that's why I get irritated with these casual takes about these tracks and you know about some of these diss tracks. I'm just like, for me, I had to focus on the fact that I wasn't hearing, like, in my opinion, what we could have heard better lyrically from Kendrick. You know what I mean? I've heard so much better, man, on other stuff from him. And the fact that how this stuff got over glorified in this track battle in general just shows me how much, like you said before, this wasn't necessarily about celebrating Kendrick. It was jumping on the Messiah's bandwagon in the crusade to take down Drake. It was more about the hate for Drake than the support of Kendrick. You know what I mean? Like, I lost count of how many times I saw people like just coming out of the woodwork, couldn't tell me half of like no historical stuff about Kendrick, but just all of a sudden jumped on the bandwagon, you know, and with this whole like false facade, you know, going after Drake with this stuff, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was entertaining.
Like
It was entertaining.
it was entertaining, but I wish that Kendrick wasn't using pre-recorded tracks. Like,
That
I feel
too.
like, yes, we are labeling this a rap beef, a rap battle, but I don't feel it
Mm-hmm.
was an actual rap battle. It was one dude creating original tracks after Kendrick would release a track, and then he just does release another pre-recorded track, and I don't think that's a strategy. Even though that's what the masses would say, that won the rap battle. Oh, it's a strategy. You just drop, like, that's not a strategy, and I think that it also means a lot when like professional battle rappers are saying Drake won,
Mm-hmm.
because in a rap battle you have to rebut, and he didn't rebut nothing.
Not a thing.
So for that alone, I can't personally give it to Kendrick. He didn't rebut anything. It wasn't a rap battle. So honestly speaking, it wasn't. But that's my opinion on it.
I'm with you, man. I'm definitely with you, man. I think we kind of see this thing out of a similar lens, just from like keeping it a bean about the whole saga. Definitely in agreement. I would give the nod to Drake again because he seems like he was talking in response. I hate the fact that this perception, like, oh, Kendrick had him on the ropes the whole time. But I'm again, going back to your point, like, how is it that one guy's responding to the stuff, but another guy's just kind of throwing out nonsense, or not so much as nonsense. He's just throwing out like, stuff. You know what I mean? It's almost like he's just like dictating how things are going to go in the battle, but yet not responding to what your opponent is saying. You know what I mean? It's almost like I'm just throwing jabs, but I can't counter. You know what I mean? Like, and then I guess that's like the most annoying piece to this, the track battle piece of it, and also the mass response behind it. But
Yeah, true.
yeah, no doubt. But nonetheless, we got more stuff to talk about because obviously with the wax battle winding down, well over a year ago, we got a lot of stuff that took place in between there. Most notably, the subject surrounding the lawsuit that was launched afterwards by Drake against Universal Music Group in regards to the defamation of character and how this was unfairly pushed, man. But before I go into my piece, I will open up the floor to you because I know you had like this down to a science, in particularly as to what. So for the people, and so they can clearly understand before we give our takes, man, can you break down what actually happened with this lawsuit, the true facts about it?
Yeah, true facts is that even in how it's worded in a lawsuit,
Mm-hmm.
it clearly states that this is not a lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar for the song "Not Like Us." He's not being sued, Kendrick Lamar. That's the first misconception that people have to understand. He is not suing Kendrick Lamar. All right, that's one.
Yep.
The defamation suit is coming for UMG because they are putting the money behind pushing the record, and they are not copywriting it, allowing it to be put on social media platforms to allow users to monetize while pushing it. So it gives them a further incentive to push that song. That's where it's coming from. Typically, for you guys out there that don't know, when a song is produced and it's under a label, it's copywritten, meaning, when you see people's clips on TikTok or YouTube and they get a copyright strike for a certain song, it's because they don't have rights. Or like when you go live, you got to put, oh, I don't own this music. It's because they can strike the song down. They can strike your video down or have the audio muted because you don't have the
Right.
rights to play that song.
Right.
You don't have their permission. So they're allowing that to happen. So that is why they are being sued. And it's to, devalue Drake. For you guys that don't know, Drake is up for a renegotiation with UMG. And before, he signed a $400 million deal with UMG. And, people, the masses do think, or some of the masses think that, that's a good thing for music, but they don't understand that Drake is such an outlier. When Drake's worst album, as far as the week one sales, is better than 95% of rappers' best albums' first week sales, that means he's an anomaly. He's not of the norm. So to be able to bring that down for other rappers to get more money, they have to break Drake down the totem pole. And this is why they believe that UMG is doing this to destroy his image. So therefore, he can't demand the price that he wants. Because realistically speaking, if his last deal was $400 million, it was rumored that Drake was going to be in the ballpark of $800 million to $1 billion on this deal. So that's why they are suing. Like, this thing is bigger than a rap beef, and it's bigger than the song Not Like Us. And I think even with the lawsuit and how iHeart Radio has now been dropped from the lawsuit and they settled, it speaks volumes as to what was already found in discovery. Like for the biggest radio company in the world, well, in the U.S., to quickly, ladies and gentlemen, settle because they came to an amicable decision to satisfy both parties. Lets it be known that something was found in that discovery that they didn't want to get out. And whether that be payola, because payola can be done to pay, be paid for a radio station to play a song, which is illegal. And then it also can be in the reverse of that, to be paid to not push a song or not play a song. And, you see how not like us doesn't have the copyright, but it's being pushed on the radio. But Family Matters has the copyright and it's under the label. And I don't really recall outside the day of release of that song being played on the radio. Granted, I know that it's a 7-minute long track.
Right.
It's not really a radio song, but it's not played there. So it's proof in there. It's muddy waters. Now, I don't know everything it's going to take to 100% prove it for the verdict to come out in Drake's favor. I'm not a lawyer, but I have gone through and pretty much get the grand scheme of what's going through now. In that lawsuit, again, it is stated, they have it on record, that if Drake sues them for defamation and they win, that UMG has already said, well, if you do that, they are going to turn around and sue Kendrick. So at that point, that still wouldn't be Drake suing Kendrick. At that point, that would be UMG suing Kendrick. So, people just need to do a little bit of homework, like I have, and actually find out what's going on with the actual lawsuit. It's not over the actual beef. The beef does play a part into it, but it's not 100% because of the beef. And, the people are saying like, well, Drake benefit from the same type of behavior with UMG. You can say that, but it doesn't benefit the other artists because his numbers are so far above the average rapper that's in his same lane that he's compared to. And that's also part of the reason why Drake gets the notion of being a pop star, is because of his numbers and how long his reign has been. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's just simple. People don't stay on top of rap, hip hop at this type of rate and this longevity that Drake has had. So, that's really what I have with the lawsuit. I know I spoke pretty lengthy on it, but what would your takeaways from it, Frost?
Well, no, I mean, it makes a lot more sense that you break it down into that piece, because like the low hanging fruit piece of it, that everybody, or as I call it, low hanging fruit logic, and it's really taking a major shortcut, is to automatically assume that this was a direct lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar. I've heard a lot of major media pundits even like assume that, and it's clear that like folks just were too lazy to read the fine print behind this. So as I'm hearing you break that down, which I greatly appreciate you doing so I can actually have more like insight and provide a better reply to it. It makes perfect sense when you think about it, because again, I was wondering why like I hardly heard like in social media clips, like audio about the, from the other side of it, from Drake. Because again, even with no matter which one it was, push-ups, what was the other one? Tailor Made and Family Matters, and even the Hard Part 6, like I hardly heard those on social media clips at all whatsoever. So with you saying that, it makes perfect sense to why that was needed, because like you said, it was getting aired on the radio, it was getting aired on social media clips, it was being attached to reels, and I didn't see that same thing happening as far as that. Now, some people will probably try to say, oh, well, it's because those songs weren't that great. I'm like, nah, not so fast, my friend. We can't let you off the hook that easy. it was a major disparity as to what I was hearing. And now it makes perfect sense with you breaking that down as to how that song, Not Like Us, got that big of a commercial push. And adding on the fact that it was a defamation of character with that kind of a unshackled like ability to be pushed like that by a lot of different social media outlets and radio stations. That makes perfect sense now. And it makes me even laugh even harder as to how that was nominated for a Grammy. It really seems like that was a tactical move by distributors to make that happen, which in my opinion now totally invalidates the Grammy nomination for it. Like it makes it even that bigger of a joke with those kind of facts like being included here.
Well, if
So
you don't mind me interjecting real quick, I think the
yeah,
Grammys, as far as the hip hop culture, has always been a joke.
always has been a joke.
But like trying to teeter a line, but like hip hop and rap was created by us
Mm-hmm.
for our people. So I don't quite understand why the Grammy is so coveted by a majority of white people who don't actually know the culture of what rap is and understand the culture. It's not like they have a special panel just for rap.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why do you need the validation from them? Right. And they'll show up in abundance for that, but then they won't show up for like the BET Awards. And I know now that the BET is owned by Viacom, one other white company, but it wasn't always that way.
No.
So like, so I do say that even with a grain of salt, no pun intended. But yeah, like I just don't get the validation of what a Grammy does, and it further would prove that this winning 5 Grammys is at the work of UMG because of how powerful UMG is in the music space. Like I guess you could say I kind of get it with the R&B space and pop music space, but when it comes to rap and hip hop, I don't get the major validation for it. That's coveted by it. It's not people that truly understand what the culture is, and that's one reason I could give 2 flying fucks about a Pulitzer Prize that he has either. Like, who cares about that? Like, one, the majority of people that pull at that don't even know what it is and never even heard of it until you want it.
Yeah.
So what does it matter? It's given by Columbia University, a school that the majority of you never even thought of going to, that 99% of you could never even get into.
Mm-hmm.
So what possibly could that give you to validate him as a rapper? He's the first rapper to ever win it. So why would he be the first rapper to ever win it? Is he the first rapper to talk about conscious shit? No, he's not.
Not even
You know what I'm
close.
saying? Like, so why is he the first? It doesn't make sense.
That's a very good question.
So, like, just sit back and like truly think about that. And like a lot of things that you praise him about it doesn't fully make sense. Like he wins, like I said, he won that. He wins Grammys, but you validate, the Grammys, the 5 Grammys, but this is also the same guy that lost 3 Grammys to Macklemore.
not the Macklemore.
But he did. He lost a Grammy. He lost a Grammy to Macklemore,
which also shows how ridiculous the Grammys are.
So y'all telling me that Macklemore is a better rapper than Kendrick? Is that what y'all prepared to like let fly out y'all's mouth?
Of course not.
They're not. But why not? Because it validated at least that year he was better than him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they claim the Grammy does. Even though I don't agree with that, but that's what they say the Grammy validates. So, yeah, the Grammy is a joke to me in that regards. So, it's not something I can probably ever get with. And yeah, I just can't get with it. It's too many antics around it. And yeah, you got anything else to say on that matter? Like,
Nah, man, I got nothing, brother. Nah, I appreciate your contributions to
like
this particular segment, because, buddy, like, man, nah, but I mean, but this is the beauty of the pod, man. This is about sharing those facts and being able to enlighten each other and being able to like quickly break that shit down, man. I greatly appreciate you being fully prepared, because for me, like I said, I knew some pieces to the puzzle, but couldn't understand the totality of it. But I appreciate you breaking that down, brother. I
yeah,
really
yeah,
do, man.
yeah. And did you want to touch back on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, let's get to that real quick, because I know we talked about it briefly during our NFL segments.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's go back and revisit that, because I kind of feel like I was in La La Land without really understanding what the hell like happened with the Super Bowl. And in retrospect, after going back, watching some clips and getting some better understanding about that, I still stand by what I said originally about the artistry of it. I got a bone to pick with this Serena Williams nonsense, man. Because
yeah.
I
You
just
you can get into that, but before we get into that, before we get into that. So, like I said, I welcome conversation. All right,
yep,
I welcome
yep,
conversation from anyone that listens, and I
mm-hmm,
had a conversation with
mm-hmm,
somebody. So with that conversation, uh, it was a constructive conversation, and they said that they wanted me to speak more on the messaging. All right, and we
mm-hmm,
in that conversation, to sum up what it was about, they understood my side as to why I didn't speak on the artistry of it. But
mm-hmm.
I will circle back. All right,
Okay.
the artistry and the message of what that Super Bowl performance was. It it actually was a great message
Mm-hmm.
with the struggle of Black people in America and putting it on display
Yep.
in front of that orange fuck that's in the White House right now. It I get it. I get the
Mm-hmm.
message.
Yep.
The picture of unity, even though with the red, white, and blue. Even though I still think it was the message between Bloods and Crips, but it still
Mm-hmm.
pushed unity, and you can still push it that way. I get that. The splitting of the flag of a fractured flag in America. I get all the symbolism. The fact that we are basically in a simulation of a game, and we're not controlling it, controlling all aspects of our lives, being Black in America. I understand the message. It is a much needed message. It was not a message for the masses, though, but it was a
No
needed
doubt.
message. It was not for everybody. And that's the one reason that people are saying, oh, it's,
But
go ahead.
nah, you good. No, I definitely think the message was definitely like a strong way he was trying to convey. My problem with it, though, going back to what we originally discussed, though, was the fact that it got diluted because of the bullshit with the beef. And that's my problem. Now that I'm fully aware of like what happened as far as like with Serena and um Drake previously, and then like I remember when I first like commented on it, I was like locked in on the fact. I'm like, okay, they both from Compton. She out here crib walking. She doing a one up, bro. I was totally like on delusion street, like not really understanding like the antics behind that. Like I got a serious bone to pick with that particular piece of it. First off, people know that Serena and Drake did mess around for a little bit, right?
Yep.
we
It's
got we
facts.
got we got the cool crib walking in the middle of the song, and while I can appreciate that piece of it, it's sending a mixed message. We're talking about not like us, and I gotta be careful, man, because I don't want to turn this into like a race conversation. But it just, for me, I'm like, between the history between her and Drake, where she's at right now, with her current relationship, and the bump it with where she's at with that, with her marriage and the clear altering that she's done, to herself. It's not sitting well with me, bro. I'm like, you're saying not like us, but what are we talking about? It's one of those, like, every time I go back and think, I'm like, why are you here? What are you trying to prove being a part of this halftime performance? Are you trying to be like, not like us? Because I got a couple of question marks about that piece of it as far as she's concerned. And then you go to the nonsense with her being one of Drake's ex. I'm like, why are you even out here? It just don't sit well with me, bro. It really doesn't. And I'm looking at Kendrick. I'm like, this is supposed to be about you. This is supposed to be celebrating your recent success, the promotions of the album, and a very conscious message that that should have been sent, but unfortunately, it's tied back to this beef, and it's just really it's petty. It's so petty. It's so childish. It's corny. It's corny to me, bro. Like that whole like for me, like I've had some time, like I said, to go back, play it back through. It's corny, bro. And for me, it could have been such a beautiful moment, but now going back and like I said, recycling everything and like seeing all the nonsense that like was like mixed into it, I'm just like, this was a big wasted opportunity and a big miss, because we're still talking about this beef. You know what I mean? Like it went from being like something that could have been seriously encouraging to petty beef. So I just it annoys me, bro. Every time I go back and think about it, it just annoys the shit out of me. I'm gonna keep it a bean, but
Yeah, like it's a big contradiction. That's what it is to me, at least. Um, and yeah, like Crip walking to your ex when supposed Crips killed your sister. Like it's I don't get the message that was supposed to be there. Um,
yeah.
and you can't ignore that message. But like I said, I wanted to circle back and touch on that it was a needed message. But not just because of that specific piece. When you take all of that messaging and then you wrap it in hate, and you lose, in my opinion, when you
Mm-hmm.
when you wrap it in hate and you wrap it in uh, the crab in the barrel mentality, and you made your biggest moment about Drake. That's the only time I really seen you look directly into the camera is when you said, "Hey Drake." Like that's an L to me.
God,
That's an L
yeah.
to me, and that's nothing but spiraling in hate, and that's where that comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that's rooted in. So I can't get with it. Um, but yeah, I just can't get with it. It was a needed message, but you lost your message in your delivery and what you wrapped it in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I can't get with that. So that's where I'm at with it. So with that, you know, the consensus still is that, who actually truly won the rap
Mm-hmm.
battle. In my heart of heart, I feel that Drake won. But the matter of the masses, Kendrick has been declared the winner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a loss on Drake's record. It's not a loss that I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to make it seem like it was like a landslide type of a win, even if you wanted to call it a Kendrick win. And I disagree with that notion entirely.
Mm-hmm.
It was much closer than what people want to make it out to be,
Mm-hmm.
and they just don't want to admit that. It was too many false allegations. It was too many missteps for this to be a win, in my opinion. But, the matter of public opinion, the winner is Kendrick. Even though I adamantly disagree with it. So what's your full thing? 'Cause I know some of your tracks you actually liked a lot higher than I did. So
Mm.
I don't know if you still see it the exact same way or if it's even closer than what I even have it, or do you think it's like a true separation between the winner and the finale?
For me personally, I mean, I know what the masses are saying, but also I'm a guy that tends to go against the grain, and I don't do that just to be like different from everybody, but I just believe in having my own opinion about stuff and not really caring necessarily what the masses like may think or whatnot, So, but with that being said, I appreciate like I said, I appreciate a portion of like what Kendrick brought to this battle from the artistry standpoint. But again, for me, my disdain for the finale with Not Like Us just really kind of like cemented a loss for me personally, as far as he's concerned, man. Like I said, this could have easily been better because I know he's better than what we got out of this battle out of him altogether as far as that. Like for me, it's like, things were okay, like I was like, I'm listening, I'm giving it, a solid chance in the midst of some of these like, fallacies and some of the bars and stuff, but like he totally lost me with Not Like Us, bro. Like I just really, what I mean? Like I just I can't rock with it for that to be the apex of the battle and for it to be that ghastly of like the for it to be like this ghastly blown out of proportion and blown up. I'm just like, nah, man, I can't let that slide. I just can't. I definitely felt that Drake won this battle. Because I felt he also, at least for me personally, I felt he got stronger with every one of his tracks in this battle. Whereas Kendrick was like kind of, coming along, solid efforts, and then just kind of like took the train off the tracks with the Meet the Grams, and then the major fall for me personally with Not Like Us. Like I hate how this thing like evolved, and it clearly evolved into, no, this isn't a, Kendrick, we hate Drake. This is really what it devolved into. So, I know the masses are going to definitely say that, Kendrick won this, but I'm going to defend my stance and still say that Drake won this. And if you really come at this with an open mind and understand the facts of this joint and really break it down, like you'll see why it makes sense. You just have to take whatever hatred you got for Drake, take that hat off for a second and have an open conversation about this stuff, and that's just where I'm at with it. I still say that all in all, Drake won this battle, and then that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I would agree, my friend. I would agree. But,
Mhm.
we are not the masses. So
But here's the magic question right here. In the midst of all this, because we've seen historically some nasty beef, some battles get salvaged. I mean, whether it's NWA kind of coming, back together after all their fallout and their beef. Jay-Z and Nas, eventually mending that fence. Is this salvageable between Drake and Kendrick? Is there ever any chance of this thing being put to rest and them like making amends?
no, not a chance. Not a chance in hell.
Yeah, because this guy ugly, bro. Like,
Like
man.
not a chance. Like
You don't even think the great Jermaine Cole could like potentially like bridge this gap? Or
Jermaine Cole. Drop the great Jermaine Cole.
there you go.
He
Okay,
Jermaine. He
okay.
Jermaine around these parts.
I got you.
Like
That's-
he
I got
he
you.
he relinquished that title. He just Jermaine.
Oh, don't do that, bro.
He-
All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna
hey,
stop.
hey,
I'm gonna let you live.
you ain't gotta let me live. You letting Cole live. You letting Cole live. Like I still like Cole, but he, like I said, he disqualified himself from that the best conversation. Yeah.
Everybody's entitled to
Um.
their own opinion. That's fair.
Hey man, you can't back out of a battle and then be like, oh, but if I would have stayed in, boy, you lucky.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
nigga, you should have stayed in. Then Like, I don't want to hear what would have happened. We should have seen what would have happened, but no, you wanted to. It didn't sit right in my heart, in my soul. So if it didn't sit right in your soul and your heart, then you should have circled back and say, well, like, hey, but if I was different, he would have got it. You're not different. You're not that guy, Bucko. You're not that guy.
You know what?
You're not that guy.
You know what?
That's what it showed. You're not that guy, Bucko. You're not that guy.
I can't let this bulgadashery. You know what, man? This was supposed to be a trilogy, but I think we got a bonus like episode possibly in the future where we might have to recircle back to his involvement in this whole ordeal too, possibly.
No, we don't, because it's 5 minutes. He was in and out. He was in and out.
Man,
Quickie stop.
Man.
Quickie stop. In and out.
Come on, Jody. Why, man?
In and out. In and out.
Out of sight. Oh man, no doubt, man. Boy, we gonna call it on that though, man. Definitely, I'm gonna leave the door open for that to be a possibility. Now, whether we get a full episode out of that and we mix it into something else, that'll be remain to be seen, man.
That's crazy that you want to record a whole episode without me.
Oh man, we might have to open up some hiring for a production team, or at least expand the production team. Shit,
that's that's crazy.
And any producers that want to remain in store. Nah, crazy. Come on, man. Nah, bro. I can't. I can't do this without you, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We might blow up at one point.
A whole episode off of one song is crazy.
Nah, I can't do that. I ain't say a whole episode off of one song, man. There's more to it.
He don't even need a segment, bro.
Bro, come. You know what? Now I'm going.
Oh, he bowed out. He bowed out. He don't get a segment.
He addressed it later with.
Hey, and he can continue to address that with God, not me.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
He killed me.
You're killing me, Petey.
He killed me, and I was Smalls. I was Petey, and he killed me.
Like, how many feet in the mouth, sir?
Shot me dead.
Oh, okay, bro.
You know, he released that. I was like, oh, it begins, and then he apologized 2 days later. Like, Cole, you hurt my soul. You hurt my feelings.
Man, you know what? You sound like he let Nas down part 2, man. You pop shit, apologize, nigga, just ass kiss.
He did, bro. Like, that's the part that's, like, Nas was his idol.
We having an episode about it. See, man.
Nah, I'm done. I'm done. Cut the track. I'm done. What you need an outro for? Cut it.
Oh man. Nonsense is way too high. You need to cut it.
Sucker MC. Yeah.
Nah, man. You know what, man? We gonna holler at you. We ain't done with this subject, man. We gonna revisit this another day, man.
We done. Hey, what's your boy Anthony? It's over, ladies. It's over. Let's go home.
Nah, you ain't gonna have my boy with the Kenny Smith. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Kenny Smith. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. Let's go home.
Well, it's over. What your boy Cruz said, Coach Carter? This ain't over.
Hey. The doors on the gym is locked. All right. They are locked.
Lean on me. Go get them chains off the doors. Man, we've been laughing here for a minute. We're going to close this episode, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the Chris Logic podcast, man. And I hope y'all enjoyed this series and this trilogy, man. There's going to be more to come in the future.
For sure.
Nonetheless, we appreciate y'all's love and support, man. And I hope y'all see this is the birth of a special movement, man. But we appreciate y'all rocking with us, and we are going to holler at y'all on the next episode of the Chris Logic podcast, and be ready to be entertained.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, we appreciate everybody for listening, coming back, continuing to pour into us, and as we pour into you guys. So let's continue this movement. Thanks, everybody. And we are
Thank you. God bless and good night. Peace.